Hi everyone, and thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. It is about a topic that is very close to my heart, and it is creativity. And I want to begin by saying that we are all creative. We are all materializations of this inherently and unlimitedly creative consciousness. Everything in this universe and on this planet holds loads and loads of creative potential. So today I wanted to share tips and practices that help my creativity flowing, but I also wanted to give something that is concrete and tangible. So I decided to create this little February creative challenge. So if you're interested in joining, stick to the end of this video where I'll explain in more detail what it is, how you can join, and what we will be doing. So my first tip would be to create space. When you're in a space that feels good to you, you're obviously more relaxed and able to express yourself freely, especially if that space feels authentic and close to your heart. This is my room in my parents' house, and I am very intentional with how I utilize every corner of it. And having little nooks here and there where I can relax and feel cozy really enables me to open up to my creative expression. This can be a simple desk space with candles or a yoga mat spread on the floor. If you're able to, make sure to at least have one little corner that feels like your own little safe nest where you're allowed to express in any way. And once you get familiar with that feeling, you'll slowly be able to internalize it and take it with you everywhere you go. And if you like to doodle, write poetry or ideas, it's great to have a little notebook you can always take with you in your bag. And by space, I also mean mental space. Since the time in our day can often be determined by our working hours, it can help to intentionally choose a time when you'll go to your physical space and just relax and allow opportunities for creating. I don't like planning or to-do lists, but if I wake up knowing that I ensured enough time in my day to film or edit or draw, that makes me really happy and excited. Another thing is acting on your creative impulse. Don't delay it. If you feel motivated, grab that feeling and hold on to it. Acting on the impulse reinforces it, and it can get you right in that place of spontaneous creating. It's sending your brain a message that its desires are heard and taken seriously, and your inner child will be very happy. Here your journal can help. I started drawing in mine, and it's great because it's always on hand, so I can doodle a little something or write an inspiring sentence. Every little creative breath you let out of your soul counts and brings you closer to the source of eternal creation. Another cool thing to do is draw your emotions. I often find myself struggling to express how I'm feeling, especially when I'm very low, and this is a great outlet. I would also recommend lowering the amount of input. Observing other people's art can be an inspiring and relating experience, but it can also lead to toxic forms of comparison and passivity when it seems that everything has already been created. It is great to observe what triggers certain feelings in you, but if you don't move forward from there, it will just paralyze you from creating. So please remember that we all have our own experience and outlook on reality that is unique and irreplaceable, and you do have a place in this world. Don't buy into the illusion that what your heart wants to create is not valuable or necessary, because it is. I think there is one very important thing to ask yourself if you believe that you're not creative, and that is, was I encouraged as a child to be creative? Was my talent seen and acknowledged? Because what I've noticed in my personal experience is that the talents and the expressions of creativity that were encouraged when I was a child by my parents or teachers or whatever, these are the things that I still pursue today. These are the things that I'm confident in. And those expressions that were not seen and that were not acknowledged, either because someone didn't care or it was because I was hiding it, many possible options, but those things that were not validated, these are the things that I'm insecure about today, or I'm just ignoring this potential. Maybe this is where your belief that you're not creative and that you're not worthy of being an artist, maybe that's where it all kind of lies in. For example, I was encouraged to pursue my musical talents by my father, and my mom would always encourage me to pursue any of the many interests that I had. She always took it very seriously and she was always up for it. So thank you so much, Mom. I think her love and acceptance and her trust that she had in me is the source of a lot of confidence that I have today. And if you did not get this from your parents, you could do it right now in this moment. You can pause this video and just talk to your inner child and tell this child that it is worthy and its talents are validated and seen. I talk to my inner child every day and it has absolutely changed the way I perceive reality and the way I live and create my own life. And never underestimate the things that happened in our childhoods. It doesn't have to be anything like severely dramatic that happened that made you, scared or insecure about your creative potential. When I was in elementary school, my music teacher told me that I couldn't sing, and it devastated me. I remember I was crying all the way home. It was so terrible to hear something like that said to me, because I loved singing so much and I was writing songs and I was having these big dreams of becoming a singer or whatever. And this comment from an adult that I trusted, it really made me close up so much. And still to this day, I feel like I'm resolving all, that came with this one moment in my life. But it's fun. It's really fun to view your life as this big, beautiful project. And I know that my insecurities are just, being peeled off one by one, and it's such a beautiful feeling and I'm so grateful. Another thing is, it is so much fun to be a beginner at something. It is so much fun to learn the ropes and to just be getting into something for the first time. So don't make it like a tedious process of like judging yourself every time you don't get it right the first time. Trial and error is like the number one method of learning since we are babies. Animals do it, humans do it, everyone does it. It is absolutely normal and a natural process, a natural part of life. So enjoy being a beginner instead of judging yourself and expecting yourself to do inhuman things. Please don't ever think that you don't matter. You do matter. Every action you take, every thought you have, every word you utter, everything is important and everything is contributing. Make your entire life a beautiful creation, because what else is there to do even, in this lifetime? What else is there to do than to discover yourself and give to the world what you've discovered without shame, without feeling guilty about it, just boldly showing all of yourself to the world. So back to the video. Another thing you can do is join a course. It is good to have a set time in a week when you have to show up for the creative process, and guidance from an experienced teacher is immensely valuable. There are also many online courses today, even free ones, so why not give it a try? And maybe you're a person who likes to nurture your close ones, so creating gifts would be a motivating factor for you. You can nourish them with a new meal, make bookmarkers or jewelry, or knit them a cute scarf. And last thing I would recommend is asking someone to be your art partner. It is so nice to support and cheer each other on and grow together, and it's not as tempting to give up when you know that there is someone appreciating your presence. It's a great practice of accountability. Unleashing creativity has a lot to do with inner child healing. And so if you take your crayons or coloring pens, or you paint with your fingers, fully immerse yourself in this process without the fear to get messy or without the fear to, create something that is not something you consider beautiful. I found that when I go all in and I'm not afraid to get messy and I'm not thinking about what's going to come out of it, what the result is going to be, that's when creating art becomes a truly therapeutic and healing experience for me. And now my favorite part, the February challenge. The challenge is hosted on Canva because it's very simple to use. You can find a link in the description of this video and it will take you to the first page where I wrote this little introduction. But basically the challenge is to create and post something every day, and the only rules are that what you're posting is created by you and on that exact day you're posting on. The goal is simply to incorporate a creative habit into our everyday lives. And trust me, there are no expectations. I do not even know if anyone but me and a couple of my friends will even post here, so rest assured that any contribution of yours will be cherished and will warm my heart and possibly bring me to happy tears. So there are 28 pages for each day of February, so just find today's date and feel free to post here. The upload button is on the left if you're on a computer, so you can upload and post a picture or a photograph, but you can also post videos or even audio files, and there is an option to add text as well, so you can write just a simple sentence or a short poem from your heart, and you can change the font and the color. And to share all of this with your friends, the share button is in the upper right corner. And if you're using your phone, just choose the page in the lower right corner and the rest is pretty much the same. You can also add other media or text, and the share button is again in the upper right. And that's it for this video. I hope it encourages you to follow your sweet spirit and create whatever you're called to. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending loads of love and light your way, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!